Do you remember the brand called MSXTTLY? I know I might be pronouncing it wrongly, I do apologize. Well, MSXTTLY have sent us already one of the wireless adapters in the past, many months ago, where I tested MSXTTLY wireless CarPlay and Android Auto adapter, and I was very impressed. I will link somewhere around here, I will link the video, the old video, and main thing that you will see from that video is that I thought that for a brand that I've never heard of, they have done an amazing job packaging the product, giving you a lot of connectivity, adapters, other kind of stuff included in that box. I didn't expect it. And performance was freaking amazing. Well, my friends, MSXTTLY sent me another product just very recently, which is about 1/3 or maybe a half of the size of that previously tested one, with obviously increased capabilities and better chip, at the very least on the box. It says that it's a 5G chip over here, whatever that means. Guys and girls, I'm so impressed once again. How can a company pack so much power into one little thing like this? I know we have tested some other rather impressive smaller products like this as well. But my friend, if you don't need an AI box, something that's like a box and it provides video streaming services, Netflix, its own Android interface, if all you need is to enable wireless connectivity of your phone to your infotainment screen inside of your car, I would dare say you don't need smart screens, you don't need big boxes, you don't need to pay a lot. You just need to get something like this MSXTTLY adapter. I will give you all the links obviously in the description to this video, and I'm so grateful that they sent me another thing that simply proves that a company doesn't need to go fancy schmancy, very high price tag in order to provide basic, reliable, highly performant connectivity of your phone to your infotainment system in your car. Right now in 2025, most of modern cars, they come with wireless Apple CarPlay. Some of them, like my Subaru Outback that's parked right there outside as well, my Subaru Outback 2023 model has wireless Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. Yep, I don't need one of these adapters. And it's awesome if you don't. However, if you're driving like, I don't know the actual stats, but I feel like majority of other cars still do not provide out of the box, simply get into the car and your phone is connected wirelessly, connectivity to Android Auto specifically. Yes, Apple CarPlay, yes, but not everyone is using Apple iPhone. I'm using Android phone now in 2025. I need wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto connectivity. That's why for me, products like this one are really awesome, especially if they have a very small form factor. Obviously, that's the selling point of this. What's beautiful about this is just how small it is. Come on, you really tuck it in there. It doesn't need to dangle there like a bunch of cords, bunch of wires. And once again, let me just overlay this on the screen for you. Take a look at my usual test that I perform on every device I receive, that I call finger twirl test. I twirl my finger and I move my finger on the screen of the infotainment system of this MG ZST 2021 model, where I test all of these products. So I am comparing apples to apples, my friends. And take a look at this. I'm not going to here do a full-on comparison because I don't want to like cut corners and not do the justice to this particular product, but take a look at other reviews that I've published. I do this finger twirl test all the time on expensive AI boxes, on inexpensive adapters. And this one, I dare say, if not performing the best compared to all of them, then it is up there in the top 3 of the recent past reviewed products that I have reviewed. So again, I use these systems mainly for maps, mainly for Google Maps. I don't know what you use them for, phone calls, other kind of things. I'm sure it would do just as good of a job, but I don't pretend this to be an extensive test. These are always my first kind of impressions tests. I do that on a majority of products, and some of those products that you tell me you're particularly interested in, I usually revisit a month or 2 or 3 down the track, and I tell you about a long-term use review. First of all, has anything gone wrong with the product? Has the chip overheated and it blew up or whatever? And it never happens. But this is an early review, and right now I assume, from what I've seen, straight up, I assume that this will give you an amazing performance thanks to its 5G chip and all the other promised 10x performance that they're promising here on the box. Again, I'm not measuring here with a with some kind of fancy stopwatch. But so far, super impressed. What else do I have to say? I'll very quickly tell you about what was in the box. And as you open this box, people say packaging doesn't matter, Dimitri. It does matter. It tells you if the company actually cares about its brand as well as you as a consumer. And I would dare say MSXTTLY definitely does, because it's nicely presented there, first of all, originally. Okay, you don't expect much. It's a tiny thing inside of a tiny box. But then you start opening this box. And on one side, they basically have, first of all, they've given you even a 3M kind of little sticky pad in case you would like to stick it somewhere, like presumably if you were to use one of those extension cords, so you don't want it dangling everywhere, but you want it fitted to like somewhere there inside of your dash of your car, whatever. I think that's thoughtful. It's just thoughtful. And additionally to this, they've given us two different, and I wouldn't have expected any less of MSXTTLY, but they've given us two different adapters. So if for some reason your access to your USB ports inside of your dash of your car, of your infotainment system, is not accessible to just plug it straight in, I was able to, but you might not be able to, well, all you need to do is remove the cap, use one of these adapters, extend the reach, and you can either use the adapter with USB-A here, or you use the second one that is included, and that is USB-C. So they thought about you. They didn't kind of leave it up to you to sort it out for yourself. I love that. I love when the company is not trying to save $1 or something that it costs them to produce this and include this, but they're like, nope, thank you for buying our product. Here is a couple of different connectivity options for you. That is really fantastic. Final thing that I'm going to mention to you is this. I review a lot of products. It's a small channel, but I do review a lot of products, okay? And I almost never, unless it's a top-of-the-range $500 massive night vision dash camera or something like this from a very good company, something like that, that I've reviewed recently, none of them include this. None of them include this. MSXTTLY does, and that matters to me. Again, it talks about care. It talks about upfront. Hey, first of all, we are not an unbranded product. We are clearly, this is our brand. Clearly, we have customer support. Please contact us. You don't need to have a PhD to figure out how to get in contact with them. Boom, straight up. I would buy this product simply because of this. Because you're ordering something from China, whatever. And you may be thinking, you're not even prejudiced against the products, otherwise you wouldn't be researching them, and good on you, right? You're smart. However, you're like, but what if something goes wrong? Do I like look up on their website? Where do I go? Where do I go? Mate, front and center in block letters, no problem. Like, you go straight to them and you'll be able to tell them, hey, this is going on, that is going on. 7 days a week, 24/7, they're claiming this. I haven't tested it, but I've dealt with this company before, and I have every reason to believe that they're going to honor this. You let me know about your experience with MSXTTLY. I am impressed by this card. That's one card that would put this product aside from a lot of other good products that I'm reviewing. But I think the companies sometimes just undercut their own capability to sell this product because they don't include something as simple as this that develops trust with the consumers. So I compliment MSXTTLY so much on this. It's not even funny, okay? And then, as expected, there is a user manual. Nice little book, again, very clear contact numbers, whatever you would expect, boom, boom, boom. You just go through this stuff. But mate, do you really need a PhD and you need time reading this in order to connect this little thing, pair it with your phone via Bluetooth, and then off you go? So again, super excited about MSXTTLY's product. Apologize if I have been pronouncing the name of the company incorrectly, because let's be honest, it's not the easiest name of the company to pronounce. Yeah, tell me if I'm wrong. Really love it. Would love to inspect and sort of long-term review more of their products. I hope that this relationship grows, my relationship of my channel with MSXTTLY. And once again, from what I've seen, from the short exposure to it, mate, it's great. Love it. Thank you very much for being with me today. Thank you, MSXTTLY, for sponsoring this video, and I'll talk to you next time about something else, automotive or camping car products related. Goodbye for now. Thank you again.